Hey, I'm Petko, and this enormous enclosure behind me, this is my Junglearium, and it is the biggest DIY enclosure project of this type made by a single person on the YouTube. Yeah, I know that it is a bold claim, but if you have a video of a person building an enclosure of this type, so vivarium/paludarium, that is bigger than this one, this is approximately 1,500 gallons or 2.5 meters by meter, by 2 meters by meter and a half, so pretty big. Okay, slightly less than 2 meters because under this compartment that holds the substrate I have pump and electricity, but roughly it is those dimensions. Today we are going to do two things. Firstly, I will give you an update on probably the coolest animals I ever encountered. I added them like 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to give you an update on how they are developing inside. And on top of that, we are going to add more plants, although those plants are already inside, but they just need to be actually planted. They are currently just in their cups or on their backgrounds, and one plant is actually out of the enclosure, which is this cool pitcher plant. You see, I'm going to just take this smaller section, but this will be an awesome plant for the Junglearium. At least I hope so. Yeah, at least I hope so. Now first, let me give you an update on the trilobite beetles. And we're actually super lucky because for the past week and a half I didn't spot this smallest trilobite that we added. If you watched that original video, you know that all trilobites that we added are females, because all trilobite beetles that are available in the hobby are unfortunately wild caught and all are exclusively females. Males look completely different. They look like a regular beetle and they are never collected by the people that collect them from the wild. And just a quick summary for all of you that didn't watch that video, there is one important information. They perform terribly in captivity, and the main reason, probably the only reason, is we don't really know what they feed on, and the theory is they are probably feeding on something really specific that is found only in their natural habitat. And when you take them from their natural habitat, of course you cannot provide them with that. And of course, as I said, males are not available in the hobby, which means that you cannot really reproduce them in the hobby. So just as I said in that video where I show them, just based on those two facts, I would never recommend anyone to get a trilobite beetle, no matter how cool they look. I know that sometimes when you see an animal like that, you just don't care about anything else, you just want to get it. But by buying those animals, you kind of support collecting them from the nature while knowing that they cannot really live in the captivity. And I know that it sounds, now when I'm saying that, it sounds like contradictory because I got them, but the main reason why I got them, I have this Junglearium. And my theory is, if there is a setup that can provide them with something to eat, something, whatever it is, rotting wood, rotting leaves, rotting material, different type of bacteria, microbes, fungi. This is already a well-established enclosure, and if they cannot survive in this, then I think they will never be able to thrive in any regular hobbyist's enclosure. So yeah, I wanted to test that, and so far so good. They are active, they are walking around searching for, I assume, things to eat. Usually I can find at least one, which is, I think, this big one, you see, because that one often resides under this cork bark. This is where I can usually find it. Also often I see one right there, and currently it is not there. So yeah, I'm not really sure if they have like a territory or they are just comfortable like that, just living in a small area. But yeah, so far it seems like they are usually hanging at the same area. So within the 2 weeks they basically didn't move that much. They are moving, but within a small area. That is what I want to say. This smallest one, originally in the video where I released them in the enclosure, hid in this area. Then like few days after that I spotted it over there, and now I spotted it right here. So yeah, really small area, just like this one that is usually living under the cork bark, and I just see it on the cork bark or like somewhere here. And if only I could spot the third one. She was right here yesterday, but now I cannot see her. I didn't check the cork barks. Nope. By the way, look at this. There is one snail that is living in the dark den. Well, at least one. When I originally added the dirt, I spotted a bunch of them and I was picking them up and throwing them outside because they were eating plants that I had temporarily inside. But this is the first one that I spotted in like months and months and months. Yeah, pretty cool development here in the Junglearium. Now, before I start planting the plants, there's actually one thing that I want to do. You know, in last video I said that my plan is actually to cut these plants. I think this is begonia, right? It is growing like crazy and I said that I want to cut it, but I just wanted to see if it will grow all the way up to the ceiling, and it is now not at the ceiling, but it will soon reach it, so we will also cut it today. I do not plan to save the... I believe that you can just propagate them by putting them in the water, but should I do that? My problem is the plants that are doing well in the Junglearium, I just have too many of them, and if I cut it and save it, then what I will do with that plant? Just like with this plant, look. It's spread everywhere, and now I will need to pull sections out so I have more space for other different type of plants. I don't want to have this huge area with a single plant. I'm happy when they are growing, but some are maybe growing a bit too good. So yeah, I'm just going to cut it here. Look, huge. And also here. Yeah, now I opened up this area. This was originally just one tiny plant, and now it's spread like this. Here was main plant, but it sprouted second plant, and now you see here I have third plant, and yeah, this here is actually fourth plant, so 4 plants out of 1 plant. Definitely too much. And I think that I will ask my wife if she wants to try to propagate it, but then I don't know where I will put it. Anyhow, I won't be doing any more cuttings today. Although I will probably need to reduce this begonia because it is also spreading a lot. And as I mentioned, this plant will need a severe reduction in population. Just look at this. It looks like a city of this plant. It is now covering the rocks, and this wood, crazy. Now I have 11 new plants that we need to plant, and let me show you all of them. This is first one. I will give you the scientific names as I will be planting them, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 actually, 12 new plants. This is one aquatic plant, and as you can see, I already planted it together with other plants that are actually from my aquarium. Yeah, nothing special, but I will write down the scientific name of this plant. It is not really that impressive currently, and I'm hoping that it will survive. It got some rotten leaves, so hopefully it will be all right. But I almost forgot to thank the person that sent me these plants. That would be a blunder. They were sent to me by Robbie, and he's actually a dark den enjoyer that got a plant web shop that sells, of course, plants, and it's called Green Hell Exotics. He's from Switzerland, so in case you need some plants, make sure to check him out. Here is his web shop and also his Instagram and his email. So ask him to hook you up with some plants. And he also sent me a beer. So thank you, Robbie. Thank you so much for supporting the Dark Den and supporting this Junglearium project, supporting my dream of building this type of enormous enclosure with entire ecosystem. Yeah, let's now plant the plants. First, I'm gonna plant this alocasia plant, you see? And this is the exact location where I will plant it. Now, from what I read, they can grow to like 60 centimeters in height, and that should be right around, okay, you cannot see it, right around here, which would be perfect, while the leaves get like 20 centimeters big, so something like that. Honestly, it sounds ideal, although this alocasia might be the problem. It is kinda too big. It gets two large leaves, and I think that I will need to get it out and just plant it somewhere outside of the Junglearium. Yeah, it is too big plant for the Junglearium. I won't do it now and immediately, but probably as it gets more and more leaves, I will just relocate it. It is just not suitable. Next plant. Next plant is this Begonia ferox. And it doesn't look amazing now, but the leaves that it will get, I'm just going to show you a picture from the internet so you can see how the leaves get. They get amazing, and I have no idea how tall it grows, so I'm just hoping that this location will be good. It can grow to up to this size, hopefully not taller than this alocasia, but the time will tell. And let me show you this. This little bugger is now on the move. Look where it is. Just as I said that they didn't move from the original location where I put them, look where it went. It was originally here and now it went all the way to here with no intentions of stopping. I just hope that it is munching on something. Next plant will be this one. And unfortunately Robbie doesn't know what species this is, so if someone knows, feel free to write it in the comments, and I'm going to plant it right there, where hopefully it will just wind upwards. Yeah, he actually gave me a suggestions on where to plant each plant, and for this one he told me that wherever I put it, it will probably be fine. So yeah, this is the location that I chose. From what he says, I just can't go wrong, and thankfully I cut this begonia, because if I didn't do that, all of this would be in shade and I don't think that the plant would enjoy it. But it is really sweet looking plant. I love the pattern on the leaves. Hopefully it will cover this section when I remove this plant. Now we can immediately go to this one, and this is, oh, I need to check the scientific name. It is a species of orchid, but the scientific name looks a bit tricky to pronounce, so I won't even try. As you can see, this is how you plant them. You just secure them to the branch like this. Hopefully with time they will like hold on to cork bark so I can remove this stainless steel line. And same thing goes for this species of cacti, although honestly I'm a bit skeptical that it will survive here, but yeah, we will see, I guess. And I think that I will need to kind of relocate this nozzle so it is actually spraying on the roots to make sure that they are moist. And don't worry, in the future, whoops, these cables will be hidden. Still plenty of work inside, but I'm hoping that by the end of this year we are going to finish it and be ready for animals. But now we need to plant this fern, and this will be super simple because they also don't really need a substrate, and this should be like perfect location for it. I will just add some of the moist sphagnum in the hole. While this plant, I think that this plant will die. It really doesn't like this location. Maybe too much light, but I'm not certain. Regardless, I will take a bit of this sphagnum, this nice moist sphagnum, and cover the fern roots just like that. Perfect. Now spread. Next plant will be this Antium species, and Robbie is suggesting to just put it right there. Although maybe if this grows too much it will cover it, but that is a situation that we will deal with accordingly. And now I'm searching for the trilobite beetle, but I cannot find it. It went somewhere and it is no longer visible. Maybe under the bark? Nope. Well, judging from this... Oh, never mind. Right here on the cork bark. Still exploration mode. And the other one still in this area. Super active. Oh, look at this, the third one. So it was hiding somewhere over there, probably behind the leaves and everything. Ah, great, now I spotted all three. Nice update. Now if only they would survive, that would be like a dream come true, and I definitely need more of sphagnum moss inside to make sure roots have a lot of places to go and also to retain the humidity. This is another plant with kind of complicated name, but the root on it is super interesting, you see? But the leaves on it, some leaves are not in the best shape, so I hope that it will like this location where I plan to plant it. Although I'm not 100% certain if there will be enough light for it here. It says that it likes moisture, but you shouldn't water it directly on this root, although I have misting here, so there is no way not to mist on it, but the time will tell. I will just leave it like that and hope for the best. I also received these two plants for the water section, and I think this is called Java or Java moss, and I basically place it here to reduce the dripping noise, although it is not really helping here. I'm hoping that it will just spread everywhere, and that way it will dampen the noise from the waterfall. While this one, it is here to just look nice, no other special purposes. I just place it over there, and yeah, it seems that it is enjoying the location. Hopefully it will start to spread. And this brings us to the last plant that we need to plant, and it is this one right here. Another plant that we are not actually planting but securing, and I will probably secure it somewhere in here. Should I actually? Yeah, I'm gonna cut it from this cork bark because that way I have more freedom to just squeeze it at a certain spot. I think this location will be awesome. Although I'm not sure if this is actually pointing up or it should hang down. Up kinda looks more logical, I guess. So that was the last plant that I received, which means that now we need to plant this pitcher plant. And yeah, first I will need to separate it from the main plant and then I will pick the location. And as I'm figuring out how to do that, a certain individual is planning a great escape. Look at this girl. She's right on the edge, checking out the dark den. Hey girl, no, 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 no. This is not a place for you to go. Go back. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Go back, 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 back. Come on, do I need to push you? No exploration in that direction. Go back. Turn back. I will need to monitor it to make sure it doesn't go out. But now this kinda looks tricky. I don't want to plant the entire plant because I have it upstairs in my kitchen, but it appears that the plants are connected together and it seems like I cannot really separate it. Let me do a quick Google check.
Again, this is Josh.
I cannot separate them, but I need to actually cut it. Got it. I didn't even have to pull it out of the pot. I just reach here and pop. And that is one. One pitcher plant. Let's place it gently here. And if I reach down here, I can cut the second one. Great. And voila, they are separated. And all that I need to do now is stick it somewhere in the sphagnum moss, in moist sphagnum moss. That's it. Super simple if the video is correct. I'm gonna put the smaller one right here, while the bigger one, I'm actually not sure. I was thinking of placing it somewhere here, but I don't have enough humidity over there. I mean, technically I can take this plant out and put it instead of it. Yeah, that should be the best idea. We will place this plant somewhere else. Oh, it actually got a nice root system. Should I do it? Should I do it now? Maybe, you know what? I can have both, I think. I'm gonna take a ton of sphagnum moss. I'm gonna put new here, but this one is now nice and moist. And I'm gonna place it here. I will cover all of this with sphagnum moss and then we will put the pitcher plant. That will be the game plan. So just a lot of sphagnum moss and then it can go inside. And I made sure that all the pitchers are nice and upright. You see? Yeah, that should work. Although it is not in the central spot as I envision it, it should grow with time, of course, like everything else. And yeah, there should be a nice progression with time. And I actually counted like, I think 37 of different plant species, which is crazy. I never thought that I will have an enclosure with almost 40 different plant species. And I will add more. We will definitely pass more than 50 and probably even more. With time there will be a lot of cutting and trimming and pulling out and adding new plants, removing some old ones. And yeah, this is a long-term project and there are still a ton of animals that we need to add to it. So yeah, a lot of videos in the future. So make sure to subscribe if you are interested to see the development of this enclosure. Anyhow, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, thumbs it up and comment something. If you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, of course. If you want to support this channel even more, there is a Patreon page. I upload every Monday and sometimes a live stream on Sunday. So yeah, see you again. Where are you? Oh, right there. Bye.